Bad Boy 98. Total. Kima. Keisha. Pam. Missy. Talk to me. Yeah.
Bad boy. On mic sounds nice. Check one. Bad boy. On mic sounds nice. Check two. P-U-F-F. I'ma make them go deaf. Make you say, who that? Them total bitches. Badass. Keisha and Pam. Oh shit. Goddamn shit. You cram it or slam it. Damn right. I'ma jam it.
Baby, you show it. That's so loving. You show it something. See, I won't trade you for nothing. See, everything you do to me, you got me tripping. And I'm satisfied. And that's guaranteed. I hope that you've been checking me. I know what you're talking about. Got me tripping on my own feet. You got me bugging, boy. You bring me so much joy. You got me open, boy. And I'ma say myself for you. I hope that you've been checking me. I know what you're talking about. Got me tripping on my own feet. You got me bugging, boy. You bring me so much joy. You got me open, boy. And I'ma say myself for you. Baby, yeah. That's one thing I mentioned. Me and her. See, she's no competition. So tell her that you're through with her and you love me, and that's totally. And you're dedicated to me. I hope that you've been checking me. I know what you're talking about. Got me tripping on my own feet. You got me bugging, boy. You bring me so much joy. You got me open, boy. And I'ma say myself for you. I hope that you've been checking me. I know what you're talking about. Got me tripping on my own feet. You got me bugging, boy. You bring me so much joy. You got me open, boy. And I'ma say myself for you.
Baby, there's one thing I'll mention. No. She's no competition.
I won't quit it till I get it, till I have it. I'll admit it. I'm in love. Shit, you got me. I won't quit it till I get it, till I have it. I'll admit it. I'm in love. Shit, you got me. You got me tripping. See, I'm open, baby, I'm open. Baby, you got me tripping. See, I'm open, baby, I'm open. I hope that you've been checking me. I know what you're talking about. Got me tripping on my own feet. You got me bugging, boy. You bring me so much joy. You got me open, boy. And I'ma take myself for you.
All right. Hey, so I wanted to come and talk about something real quick, and I want y'all to reference my flyer that I put on the wall. And I don't think too many people have this issue, but I think that mainly if you are a person, and I can't be here that long because I've been asleep. Last night I went to bed. I did. I feel sorry for anybody that was up until 5 o'clock in the morning, bothered with that crap. Somebody's in a lot of trouble for using my image for that, but then not actually using my image, but actually seriously being sick minded. Okay. So, if you guys don't know, I have a group of women on this website that have, for the past decade, been obsessed with me and my family, right? But then again, being enabled. Being enabled. Apparently, their family don't care about them, but they're being enabled on the internet to obsess, slander, stalk, harass on the internet, basically. Just to reassure people, none of those people know my whereabouts, and none of those people know where I am at. Okay, I meant to say that last night because this person began to go into its coping mechanisms, claiming that he knew where I was located, and he still has no idea where I am located. Just to give y'all some peace about that, because I would never be that dumb to let that person know where I'm located, which is sad when you are so sick in the head that you just can't know where people are at. And I think that for this group of people to have access to any type of information on other people, I think that we do need to start petitioning our government to protect our information better. See, this is what Donald Trump should be doing instead of doing tariffs and all this other stuff. I guess he needs to work in this to where there are actually people that are mentally ill enough that can go and search your name and find your address and either decide they want to show up because they're obsessed with you, or send 1,000 pizzas to your house, right? Or just harass you in general. Call up to your light company, your gas company. It's sad, but it's people out there that are like this. And I want to see to it that a lot of these people do get jail time. I'm sorry. I've been observing for quite some time, and it's went beyond. Okay, it's went beyond what should be considered to be normal jealousy. It's went beyond, right? It started more than 10 years ago when an ex-frenemy of mine decided to contact this person to get them to stalk me on the internet. It's went beyond. Like, I truly believe that these people that we're dealing with are actually, well, I the obsession is real, basically. But here's what I want y'all to peep. I want y'all to peep game that a lot of y'all that may be dealing with some stuff may be dealing with people that are doing these things sight unseen. Now, I have my protection. I think that they are curious about my protection. They want to know what it is. I'm not revealing my protection. I'm not going to ever show it. Okay. By the way, that jar that I put up for Beltane, I already got my defenses against these people. That jar that I showed had nothing to do with these people. I noticed that they pick and choose. Anyway, that jar had nothing to do with them. We are building a jar though for narcissistic people like that, because like I said, those types of people are playing around with black magic, as well as trying to play around with hoodoo, as well as trying to play around with voodoo. And those people do have jobs. They have access to witches and covens that can be doing work on you at any moment's notice. And you be wondering, just in case you have this issue, you'll be wondering what's going on with your life. Many times people are doing stuff like that, but they're not out in the open. These people are out in the open. And I believe that that's very crazy, because when you do something out in the open that you should be embarrassed about, but yet a group of people have somehow made you feel comfortable with being sick like that, because I'm sorry you're sick. Anytime I come up, it's triggering for these people. It's traumatizing. It turns into drama. They have to talk themselves off of a ledge for 12 hours. One of them said that I'm dying. I look sick. I don't look sick at all. I look perfectly fine and normal, and I look good, and it's nothing that they can do about it. In fact, none of those people can cam up without no makeup or a filter that's making them look like a damn cartoon. So trust and believe that whatever their perception is based upon the reality of their sick mind. So I don't care about what they talking about. Okay, for real, for real. I use a collagen cream on my face. I use an Ambi cream on my face, because remember I told you I got sunburned that day. And I use a vitamin C serum with stem cells on my face, and I do facial exercises, and I work out every single day. So it ain't nothing wrong with me, and it ain't nothing wrong with the way that I look or the way that I feel. I drink plenty of water every single day. I'm good. Okay. And I've been rebuilding my company, is what I've been doing. So business has been doing very good. Shout out to my clients, but I wanted to come and talk to you guys. For some reason, there are people out there, and I believe that this is narcissistic people. They cannot leave well enough alone. When I could see this woman over there just obsessing. Who obsesses over ugly people? I didn't know people obsessed over people that were ugly. If a person is ugly, dying, homeless, as they claim, why would you be upset with that person? Why are you upset with that person? Now, the thing of it is that I have a family. I have people that I love, people that I care about, right? Just like a lot of y'all do. So people like that can either be a physical threat, or sometimes they can be a spiritual threat. And people like that will pick up candles and start lighting it on people, thinking that they're justified, making up stories. This is exactly how an insane person, and unfortunately, these people do have access to magic. And I don't believe that any deity supports people like that, but I do believe that folks like that have psychic powers, psychic gifts. They can still do things like that. I'm not going to speak about what I do about people that are psychic, that are mentally ill like that. Because, like I said, just because a person has psychic gifts does not mean that they are ethical, does not mean that they are mentally sound, and it does not mean that they are a good person. So I'm not going to talk about what I do about people that are psychic like that, because honestly, it is a specific way that you have to protect yourself from the evil eye, and it's very difficult understanding how to protect yourself from the evil eye. I did Like I said, I didn't know that people became very obsessed with people that are very ugly. People that are you know what I'm saying? Oh, you're ugly. You're ugly. However, you're very ugly, but yet I'm so obsessed with you, I have to make up lies about you. I have to attack your family. I have to talk about you constantly. So if you guys are having those issues, let me tell you something. I've been having those issues with these same people for the past 10 years. Okay. These people have never been able to do anything to actually do harm to me because I have been using and utilizing my spiritual work to stop it from happening. Even though 99% of what they do is mundane, sitting around the internet trying to like basically, I guess, make me some kind of social leper. When in reality, what they've done is isolated themselves and limited themselves to that one little tiny group of people that is dwindled down a whole lot. Just in case y'all are having that issue, or because some of y'all do have an issue with one narcissistic, evil, diabolical person. It's usually not a group. I'm going to tell you something. There are not that many stupid people in this world that would be that dumb. Okay. There's not too many stupid people in this world, but there are people that will spiritually stalk you, try to spiritually abuse you. We all know that narcissistic people will get together, groups of other narcs to chase behind you. And the problem was when they ever got a few minutes of any spiritual power or know-how, and we've already binded that. If you got that situation, people like that will try to explore spirituality and witchcraft and try to mess you up. So if you guys are having that issue, with anybody, you guys can contact me because, like I said, we are doing a narc jar. All narcissistic people, sick stalkers, all of them have to get it. Not only are they out here trying to be an influence on people, people that should have a normal self esteem. I can't even imagine being a person with even a little bit of normal self esteem running across people like that and having them manipulate me into being involved with them and then falling into that same mindset of these people. These people should not have the power to influence anybody, and they don't. It is ridiculous. Okay. So if you got somebody, because I've been dealing with it for quite some time now, they want to hate, they want to be upset. And it's like, okay, you're a hater. You're a hater. You're a stalker. They've literally said, I swear to God, y'all, they have literally said the same thing over and over and over again. I have never seen people more nuts in my life. But like I said, okay, not only do I work with the gods, and yes, they are very real, God is very real, but then again, also, when it comes to doing the groundwork and the footwork, I got my demons, and I'm going to keep my demons. Because at the end of the day, when you got an irresponsible male, when you got an irresponsible, low-lifted male that is weak enough to sit around with a bunch of females, allowing them to be obsessive about you, this is when violence and murder can happen. And I've got Valafor, I've got King Pyman, and I have Beelzebub on deck. Now, y'all don't ever have to touch these spirits because I am the high priestess. See, this is what it takes. And I have no issue with it. You know, there's a lot of people that are very religious, right? There's a lot of people that are very religious. And they're like, we're not going to be messing around with stuff like that, you know, because hey, listen, for me, I am not. I do what it takes, I do what I have to do to protect myself and other innocents. These people have bragged about attacking innocent people because they're obsessed with one person. That is very irresponsible. These people need to get their life before Valafor shows them where it's at. And I'm going to tell y'all something. If y'all don't know anything about Valafor, the way I pronounce his name is Valafor, Valet 4. You want to be stupid. You want to be crazy. You want to be obsessive. And Valor 4 protects you from violence as well. There should never be a rest haven for bitter, angry people to come to you. If you doing that and you a man, you not no man, you a punk to me. Why would you create that type of environment? And I think that it's a misogynist. This is what we call them. We replace the word man with the word misogynist. Why would you make yourself a rest haven? The problem is these misogynists. Why would you make yourself a rest haven for that kind of first of all, you're not doing those women any good. Are you doing those people a good service when you allow them to be so nutty and crazy that you allow them to use you as a way to be enabled and in denial? So quintessentially what's been happening, and I believe that this has a lot to do with me being black, which is why I fixed that too. I had to be negatively affected. I will admit that I've had a few moments where I've been negatively affected by people like this. And the reason why is because I'm black. Because they want to be black people sitting around the internet looking dumb all day and night. And then at the end of the day, when somebody questions them morally, they want to say, oh, well, you're a witch. Oh, honey, let me tell you something. Not only am I a witch, but I'm a better person than you, and I utilize my life and my time better than you. So I don't even want to hear that, oh, you a witch crap. Right, right. While you hang around so-called wannabe witches. Okay, honey. Okay, honey. We'll see if that flies in the grand scheme of things. It doesn't do those people a service. How is it doing good for them when they're sitting around wasting their life? There's no way that I would ever tell anybody to waste 3 or 4 hours of their lives making up lies and rumors about me. Sis, you need to love yourself. I would never go on anybody's panel, or I would never get on anybody's phone. Because, see, they do it not only on these YouTube panels, but they also get on their horns and do it too. We'll literally sit and talk about a person, typically me, because for some reason, when I come and cam up, even though I supposedly look old and I look like I'm dying, and I guess I look hungry, even though my clients make sure that I have plenty of money for food. Okay, my clients pay me for the work that I do for them. Um, oh, even though you look like all of that, I'm still gonna sit around for 4 hours and have a 12-hour conversation where I'm obsessing over you. Now, is that something that I would want to see somebody going through? No, that's not my energy. That's not what I would do to another person. I don't know who is courted to those people. Somebody is courted to those people. And they tried to court themselves to me, but they can't. They tried to court themselves to my children, my grandchildren, my loved ones, but they can't. So I don't play that crap. My protection prevents that from happening. So what ends up happening is that apparently that is Shangri-La to a psychic vamp, to a psychic vamp that needs something to feed off of, apparently. So these people sat around, got fed on for 4 hours last night by whoever's watching them. They can't feed off of my energy. I'm good. Like I said, last night I took a shower. I put my vitamin C serum on at night typically. I switch up between that and my Ambi facial toning stuff. I switch up between that. I took my butt to bed. Or these people sitting up here 4 hours talking about what? Talking about nothing. You're talking about nothing. However, people like that, you do need to protect your energy from people like that, is what I truly believe. And then some of those people literally are trying to play around with witchcraft. Unfortunately, sometimes they, especially if they're in a group, these groups of lost women are not uncommon. Okay. So a lot of y'all will be like, well, what's going on? A lot of y'all typically don't know exactly who it is. The fact that I know exactly who they are gives them all a total disadvantage. I don't understand why they don't get it. I know exactly who you are. You are your first name, your last name. My baloney has a first name and a last name, so I know your name. I know who you are. But unfortunately, there are some of my clients that are dealing with people that are doing stuff like that in secret. I have one client that has a lot of children, and she's a target simply because she has a lot of children, which was born out of a crazy person at a hospital. She was at hospitals having her children. She has a lot of children, very fertile. Now she's being gang stalked, but she doesn't see who's gang stalking her. It was born and bred out of a hospital, out of a nurse that worked at a hospital. So, and that is who is stalking her. And what they do is these people with these professional certifications, they lose their mind. All of them ain't sane. And they go to these places and they give names and information to people to try to stalk. Okay. Now, it's some other stuff that Santa Martha has been doing to stop this crap, and we're not going to mention that. But at this point, what y'all need to protect is your health. You need to protect your money. You need to protect your house, your children, your cars, if you have them. You need to protect everything from these people because the evil eye is very real. Now, does that, like I said, it was 4 hours of the goddamn evil eye being thrown at me and my children. For some reason, they were trying to throw the evil eye at me and my children because they're mentally ill and evil and have no souls. Okay. I already have my candle going. I don't see how anybody can sit around and enable that type of dysfunction and think that people watching you don't see what you're doing. What you are doing is you are enabling dysfunction, and then you are also wasting people's time on the internet. Leave people alone with your drama, and then always using me. And when you talk about other people, it don't really matter. But when you talk about me, people are gonna listen. Funny how your numbers go up when you start talking about Jamila. Funny how your numbers go up when you start talking about Jamila. Yeah, and if people, if they want to hear about me, they can come over here to my channel. Why don't you talk about yourself? And then why are you sitting around trying to shame me for asking a man for money? As a woman, I'm supposed to ask a man for money, especially when that man owe me money. If you a woman and you not asking a man for money, you an idiot. You need to be asking that man for some money. Especially when a man like that makes it abundantly clear that, he's going to uh uh just constantly harassing people. But last night I didn't feel harassed. If anybody felt harassed by that last night, I didn't. I went and took a shower after I got off of my live. I went and took a shower, and laid down, and I what did I watch? I watched Paranormal Activity, the newest one, Next of Kin, and it was not a good movie. And I like the whole franchise of Paranormal Activity. So while they were live obsessing over me for hours, I'm over here watching a movie that, by the way, I didn't like it. It was the worst of the whole installment. And maybe I'll try to give it a second chance to watch it again, because y'all know I love Paranormal Activity. It seems stupid to me. It was just kind of ridiculous. There was a few jump scare scenes in it that was pretty good, but it just didn't captivate me like the rest of them. So I don't know. So, YouTube, again, if you're a responsible adult, then you will know that YouTube or any other form of social media should not be used to stalk people. You should not be using social media for that purpose. What these people do is they come on here and they stalk people, and people in social media don't know the difference. But I can assure you that 99 I can assure you that 100% of whatever all of it said was a lie. But first of all, I would never let any of the crap, these negative, very negative, spiteful people, do you think I would ever let that manifest in me and my family's lives? Nothing that they have said can manifest for us. And they're very desperate for validation too. So it's been a year. It's been a year since I had the issue with my landlord, something that we've already moved past. And these people want to bring up the past because they want to make it look like they got the power to make people get evicted, which is sick and sad. And you need to get your life, hon. I look good. Not only does my skin look good, I look good. I'm eating good. Business is doing good. And hon, you don't have the power to do nothing to nobody except for call people's jobs, try to find out where people are located so that you can harass them. That's not real power. That is desperate, mundane activity. You ain't messing with us spiritually over here. So just FYI to all of my peeps out there that love me, know that person, know that person. I don't beg nobody for nothing. Like I said, hon, like I said, I've only been on this platform and asked for donations a couple of times, sweetie. Sugar plumps. I've only asked for donations from my followers a couple of times, hon. What are you talking about? Your group of people comes on here thinking that they're going to get paid to stalk people professionally by sick viewers. Your side of the thing, which the only reason why you know me is because of Tiffany. That's like you wouldn't even know I existed. I would never be aligned with somebody like you people. Okay. And y'all did it to her. Y'all are the ones that literally bites the hand that fed you. Because what did you do, Mad Swan? You began to call up to her job, got her fired from her job. And she was giving y'all money to not extort her. Also, another thing before I block you, hon, before I block you, and I'm not going to have this conversation. Y'all are not mentally sound, and you do not have enough opulence to come in here speaking to me. All of y'all have a lower IQ than mine. All of y'all are beneath me. Please don't ever get that twisted. Please don't ever get it twisted, hon. If I ask a man for some money, that's not begging. That man owes me money for being a stalker and being disruptive and problematic, as well as he owes me reparations for dropping revenge porn on this platform. So what I'll do, instead of asking him to settle it for his help, I'll just take him to the civil court and sue him then. Okay? That's what I'll do. And I respectfully told him that yesterday too. I'll ask a man for money whenever the hell I want to. I'll ask a man for money even if I got my own money. Now, let me get back on what I was talking about before I was interrupted and disrupted. Y'all are a bunch of disruptive people that need to get off of this platform and go and get some mental help, is what y'all need. Okay? Seriously. And you definitely don't need to be trying to play around with no black magic or no hoodoo. You are sick. A person that is not mentally sound should not be playing around with it because what you do is you become quite delusional. You can't make me look old. You can't make me look ugly. And you for damn sure can't kill me or nobody that I love. And I think that that's what y'all wanted to convince people of, which is stupid. That's why all of your so called spiritual businesses failed miserably. Then you want to sit up here and prove that you got some kind of spiritual power by saying, well, look at what happened to this person. Look at what happened to that person. But people can see you every day obsessively talking about certain people. And they're like, well, why don't you use your magic or your prayer or Jesus to help your damn self? And I'm talking about all of them claim that they got some kind of spiritual power that they don't have. First of all, don't nobody respect you. One of our main gods that we call to that is relentless has utterly no respect for a man or a woman that would attack women and children. So what are you trying to do? You trying to convince people that they're not protected on this planet? You got everybody's minds messed up and we're tired of it. So like I said, if you have that kind of issue, to where you're either being gang stalked by one of these so-called they call themselves a secret society. They still think they're a secret society even though they're out in the public. You can't be a secret society if you're out in the public with your treachery. It's ridiculous. If you was about something, Jamila would have been dead years ago. If you had any kind of power, I'd be dead. My whole family be dead. We just all be dead. Instead, we're growing. And you can't do anything about that because I got my finger on everybody that I love. So you can you can sit up here and perpetrate a fraud and piss off a witch if you want. You are going to continue to suffer because of that. And I would say that that's suffering. If you are a person that sits either on YouTube or on somebody's phone, obsessing about anybody for more than 5 minutes. And see, I am the leader. I'm the authority. I'm talking about you because people like you have been problematic in people's lives. So I can talk about it. But what they do is they go behind the scenes and they just talk about people for hours. You are not in the upper hand. You do not have the upper hand. You are not the authority. In fact, you need to go somewhere and fix yourself, hon. You need to go somewhere and fix yourself. Okay, because I'll make sure that nobody is going to validate your activities. First of all, yeah, I said a little joke to that person. Ain't that what y'all group's supposed to be about? My spirits wanted me to ask that person, why you got a drawing of yourself? My spirits told me to do it. They said, why does she have a drawing herself with a cell phone looking like a stalker? Yeah, maybe that was her ancestors trying to help her. Like, why are you, what are you doing? Why are you a stalker? And I mean, literally, it was just a little joke, but apparently I must have hit a nerve. Apparently I hit a nerve. Because this person proceeded to have to talk about me, talk about my children that she doesn't know, insult my children. First of all, don't nobody respect no woman on here. You know, loose lips sunk your ship, honey. People know not to trust you. People know not to respect you. Because what did you do? You immediately began to talk about innocent children. Nobody respects or trusts a woman that will do that. If you would talk about my children, you're surely talking about other people's children. I mean, my God, you're not valuable from a real woman's perspective. The fact that you're able to just go, and then you also want to make children older than they are. Like this person began to talk about my Jacob. Jacob's 12. She wanted to make Jacob 14 so that she would be justified in speaking about him like he was her arch enemy. Jacob, don't be thinking about this lady. You're sick. You're sad. You are not it, hon. You ain't it. You ain't nothing that anybody should aspire to be. You ain't nothing that anybody should look up to nor listen to. In fact, you're quite mentally ill when you have to be a 30-something-year-old woman. You're damn near 30 now, on here trying to bully a kid on the internet. I don't understand these people and their thought processes behind that. You thought you was doing something, talking slick and clever, but in reality, what you did was you made yourself look stupid. You made yourself look like the type of person that nobody who would want to be a woman sitting around the internet. And then when I asked her about her son, I've never said anything derogatory about this girl's son, not little girl, about this little boy. I said, where little man at? I spoke about him endurely. She hates when I speak positively about her kid, probably because she abuses her kid, and that's why her kid was taken away from her. You talked about mine, I'm gonna talk about yours. Thank the gods that the system actually did their job and placed your kid with your mother. That's all I gotta say about the situation, hun. You are actually the type of person that would abuse a child because you come on here and you abuse children. This is probably the basis of why social services was able to take your kid out of your house, and thank the gods that they did. Because you know what? A woman that hates children, that is fertile and then giving birth to children and got the nerve to try to keep those children in her house, we know you was abusing that little boy. Now, I said it, and it don't matter what you say. We all know the truth. So she got mad at me speaking respectfully about her kid. First of all, that's a baby. What kind of monster would speak negatively about a baby? Only a monster would do that. And I'm not like that. So I said, well, where's little man? So she proceeds to talk about my children who are well taken care of. I don't care what she says. We are traveling back home. Actually, we are surviving y'all stalking us. That's what's so crazy about the situation, is that y'all don't see how incredibly dysfunctional y'all are. You don't have nothing to do with my family. Only quarrel that I got with a few people in my family is that they don't understand. They try to play dumb when it comes to understanding the witchcraft. That's the only thing and that's not a real quarrel, because regardless of what they think or feel, I'm still gonna practice. It doesn't matter. They can't control that. But otherwise, y'all must come from some bad stock. seriously, that's insane. But unfortunately, they're not just attacking me, they're trying to attack other people. So people like that, they typically will try to form groups. They even try to become witches. You don't need to be messing around with witchcraft. You ain't gonna do nothing but hurt yourself. That's why you end up going back to the church. Because you just pray. You know, witchcraft is not there for people to do dumb stuff like that. That's not why we practice witchcraft. Witchcraft is an amazing thing. Witches are amazing. We heal people. We do good things for people. We do good things for the earth. We do good things for the animals. These people, we don't know what is going on. What they do is they take up witchcraft so that they can be very angry and volatile. And they will play around with it. And like I said, everything that they do will backfire on them. Because they've been given plenty of space and opportunity to settle their differences, and they refuse to do it. Why? Because they're controlling, diabolical narcissists. And I think that the gods want to try to give these people fair chances, but you can't do it. You can't do it. And what I've realized about narcissistic people is that more than likely, if it's somebody that you can just say this is a narcissist, they can't change. They don't even know why they should change. They are always going to do the same thing that they do. And what are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to be accepting of this? All you doing is wasting people's times. You feel that you have the right to do that, and you don't, because you want something out of a person that you cannot get. Especially when it comes to men. My standard when it comes to the behaviors and the actions of men have been higher than that. I would never, ever, ever, not for 1 second, be accepting of an abusive male that is upset. I uploaded the proof. I took it down because, but you're upset because you want to control where a person lives. You cannot do that. You need to pipe down and sit down before I have my war gods attack you. So as women, listen, no woman has to be berated by men. We're not bringing, y'all, and see, this is where women have to be careful. Only a desperate woman would accept that. An abusive man. Us pretty girls, we don't accept that. Us women that have beauty inside and out, we don't accept men that behave that way, hun. And you women that are lower and low value are not going to make men like that attractive. You can't covet men like that. And you definitely ain't going to be sitting up here empowering men like that. We'll take all your power from you. No, none of us women, especially they try to stick the black women with it. None of us women want that type of man. None of us women want a miserable man that's miserable, that hates women, that probably ain't even into women, that's probably really secretly into men. We don't want those type of men. We don't covet those kind of men. He's never okay. He's never safe. You can agree with what he's saying, but he's still at the end of the day just a mad, sick dog that needs to be put down. Am I lying? All the real women out there. And yes, there are women like me every single day that have men. They try to make it seem like women that are like me that expect better from a man is we just always single and don't have a man. You women need to take it. Women that are like that need to take those abusive men and go on down the road with them. It's just the point that you're trying to make it seem like a man like that is valuable, and he's not. There's no way I would covet a man. Just like, why? Why do you have to attack people? Just why? Who are you? Who are you? Who do you think you are? Men like that, yeah, yeah, that's all they can do is be payolas. That's how I look at them. And yeah, if I don't, if you don't pay me back the money that you owe me, then yeah, and then also I can take you to court. I can take you to civil court for the actions that you committed. What good is hiding behind weak-willed women gonna do you? Nothing, because at the end of the day, I can still sue you. And if you have a problem with that and you try to call it your misogynistic Christian God, well, we got 10 times more gods than you have. So now what? So at either way, you either gonna leave people alone, or you gonna have to face your music. Because sitting around talking for hours or praying for hours is not gonna make a difference. You are not gonna get your way. It is gonna turn out the way it is supposed to, which is justice and fairness and equality for women and children. You are disgusting as a man to sit around and allow children to be attacked and berated. That's why you could never be around my children. That's why my children don't hear that kind of crap. Nobody needs that negativity. You want to be negative towards people and their family because these people won't do what you want them to do. You're never going to get away with that. You can try and try and try and live on the edge of night, but at the end of the day, you're never going to get away with doing something like that. And nobody has to be embarrassed about it. It's not like it hasn't been millions of women that have went through a man like that. You're not special, honey. Men like you come a dime a dozen, and I got $1. Coming to social media saying, hey, look at me, instead of being responsible and going and seeing a psychotherapist, what does that mean? That just further proves you being a very irresponsible person. And then anytime you're a male that supports a group of males, other males that are moving like that, nobody respects you. You support that crap. So not only are you creating an environment for sick women to be enabled, this person's also creating an environment for sick males. We got their balls in a crunch too. How dare you? And then bringing this to social media, trying to worry the hell out of people. Ain't nobody got no reason to be scared of you people. Ain't that a blip? So I'm saying this to you women right now, a lot of women that their lives have been threatened by a male, because they will kill you. Some of these crazy psychotic men will kill you. Let me tell you something. Instead of trying to be a good little church girl, you better get with the program. Because that Bible says that a man has a right to dash you with a rock and kill you anyway. Read the Bible. Read the Bible, hon. That God ain't for women. So this is when you need to go to Valafor. Valafor will protect your life. There's been so many women that have been killed at the hands of men because they did not go and seek the proper spiritual protection. I'm telling y'all right now. Okay, so stop trying to be good little Christian girls. Quit trying to do that. You need to get with you a witch that has connections. Because there have been many women that have been murdered by these men. Mobs of people. There have been people that have been murdered by mobs of black people attacking them. You know, when black people lose it and they flip out, and then all of a sudden they running around jumping on people and stuff. Okay, and people like that, you can't play around with them. I realized that. I said, oh, these people crazy. Let me go ahead and call in reinforcements. Now they need to make a choice and decide, are you going to continue to hang around YouTube and make a complete fool out of yourself, hating and stalking a business owner? You look ridiculous. At the end of the day, I'm going to take it and flip it. If any of y'all are dealing with something like that, y'all can come to me. Even if it's not violent, low-life, ghetto trash, white or black trash that's threatening your life. Because I have a lot of white clients that go through stuff like that too. I do. Okay. Then we got something for them. And it ain't expensive either. We don't have to make it expensive. What is expensive is probably the cleanses and the healings that you guys need, the money work that y'all need, and then the love work that y'all need, because more than likely they done did something messy and mundane to try to mess up your love life, which is typically slander, saying the most disgusting, vile things, and you know, that can be fixed. That can be fixed. Okay. Nobody, I mean, people may believe they lies to begin with. People may fall for their crap to begin with, but the people in your life are going to return to you. Y'all ain't got to worry about that. Okay. Then also another thing, I gotta go, guys, because I'm already working with Pluto. Pluto's going into retrograde in a couple of days. So I'm constructing that jar. Okay. And they don't want the witches to help you. They don't want good witches like myself to help you. Okay. But I've been dragging and carting around all my supplies and all of my herbs. I got all of my herbs sitting right over here with me. Okay. In fact, I might, to inspire y'all, I might show y'all all of my herbs that I have. So that's the first thing that they want to do, is they want to mess with a witch's supply. I know exactly what they do. I've been dealing with people like that for the longest. And it's sad and shameful. You know, a lot of black women have went and started dating white men, because black men, some of them can be the most oppressive you will ever run across. Just very oppressive to the woman. Okay. I'm gonna go get me some coffee, y'all. I gotta go. Okay. I love you guys. I'm here for y'all. Now, I ain't never bowed down to these people. What I did was I gave them a chance of redemption and they didn't take it. They decided that they still wanted to look sick and perverted, trying to act like they can run around here and what do you call that? Dominate somebody. They want to dominate people, and they can't even dominate their own brain to see how sick and disgusting they look. That looks sick and disgusting. You running around here trying to be a group of people trying to dominate people and talk crazy to people, you know, because you think that this is you flexing. You think you doing some kind of flex by trying to control people's whereabouts, where they go, when they go. You look ridiculous, and everybody normal sees it, which is why you've been confined to that one set of people. Anytime somebody's sick enough to talk about a man that they don't even know, Stephon, they was talking about you yesterday. Ridiculous. You sick. You need to go get some mental help. Anyway, y'all, I'm getting me some coffee. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all contact me for a mini consult if you have issues like that. We'll just put them in a jar and keep it moving. Okay? Make sure that they can't touch you. So that jar is going to be enchanted by several spirits and several gods. Okay? So y'all can get with me. Y'all ain't gotta be oppressed and attacked by people like that. It's windy out here today. Yes, love you too, Stefan. I'll see y'all later. Bye.